All right, peace and blessings, everybody. This is Brother Yusef. I'm back with another video. In this video here, we're going to talk about Dragon Magic 101. Dragon Magic 101. And in this particular video, I'm going to give you guys some things you can do, because my channel is about helping people start out on a spiritual path, okay? And if you're starting out on a spiritual path, one particular type of magic you want to work with, and energy that you want to work with is dragon magic, okay? You want to have dragon energy around you because it's very, very powerful, okay? It's very, very powerful. So with that being said, we're going to go into this video. Now, I'm going to explain dragons real quick so you guys can get good understanding what dragons are really about, because when you look on the internet, it's not a lot of really good information about dragons, because dragons are very, very powerful, and it's like a secret, hidden magical thing. There are ways that if you really think about it that you can connect to dragons, but it's a lot of you don't find a lot of books on dragon magic. Now there's one with that DJ Conway has DJ Conway. All right, if you guys want to look that book up, I have the book. I bought it a while ago. It's a pretty good book. It's okay if you're starting out. It's going to give you some pretty good stuff you can do to work with dragons. But there's other things out there that's out of print that you can find to work with dragons. All right. And dragon magic is very sacred, very powerful, and very potent. All right. So what I'm going to do here is give you guys a basic way to connect with that, because every magician should have some type of what you call a familiar. And a familiar goes back to family. So what I mean by familiar is you'll see a lot of times on cartoons or movies or even Harry Potter, right? Where some type of magician may have a snake that's with it, or walks on side of it, that's always with the magician. Some magicians have birds. Some magicians have, cats, which is the more popular one. And then some magicians, very powerful ones, have dragons as familiars, okay? You can make a dragon your familiar or a part of your family. And that's what I recommend. If you guys are going to be better magicians, you're going to have some powerful energy protecting you or protecting the things that you have, okay? So say that you have a powerful spell in place and you want to make sure that nothing interferes with your spell, but you might want to get your personal dragon to protect the spell, because their protection is unbreakable. Like you can't, it's almost impossible to stop a dragon from protecting something, because they're all knowing, they're all wise, and they're all powerful, okay? So dragons are very important for your spiritual growth, and learn as much as you can about dragons. And I'm going to teach you guys today how to set up a dragon altar, okay? And get yourself started on it. So, there's actually dragons, dragons. Let's talk a little bit more about dragons. Dragons are some of the oldest beings in creation. Dragons were created before the angels, okay? They are some of the most powerful beings in creation. Very, very powerful. There are some dragons that are as small as your hand, okay? A dragon that small will be called like a fairy dragon. Okay, they're more connected to the fairy kingdom. Those dragons tend to be very, very colorful, rainbow colors, very bright neon colors, and they're very small. Okay, that would be more of a fairy dragon. Okay, then you have some dragons you could take the whole planet Earth, and it will be the planet Earth will be the size of its eye. That's how big some dragons are. Okay, so you have like fairy dragons, you have like earth dragons, you have like astral dragons, which are the most popular ones, because most people see dragons in their dreams. So astral dragons, which are extremely powerful, are the more popular ones. Then you have different type of ethereal dragons, which are the most powerful type of dragons there are. The ethereal dragons are the big ones I talked about. They're very, very powerful. They're like more powerful than a lot of the gods. Some of them are gods, okay? Some of them connected with the gods. They're very, very powerful. Like the Jade Emperor has a very powerful dragon around him, and the Jade Emperor is an immortal that became a god. And it has the Jade Emperor has a personal dragon, okay? Very, very powerful. You also have something called wish dragons, okay? Which are also connected to, they exist in between the third and the fourth dimension. And they pretty much can do whatever they want. But the wish dragons, you can look at them. For all my Dragon Ball Z fans, they kind of know what I mean by wish dragon. A wish dragon is a dragon that can change reality. It has the ability to warp reality. And what you would do, these dragons tend to be more connected with what you call jinns, the jinn people. And if all you don't know about jinn, study the jinn, Jinn. Jinns are very powerful. I might do a video about them in the future. And a lot of the wish dragons are connected to jinns because jinns also go into genie. When you trap a jinn, people call that a genie. So there are a lot of wish dragons that are connected to jinns, and a lot of them are jinns. Okay, and the wish dragons could pretty much grant a wish. This thing is real. It can really happen. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't have access to that right now. But these things are very real, and these jinns can warp reality. They can literally change reality if you ever got your hands on one or was able to connect with one. So these dragons are very powerful, and you also have something like Naga Dragons, which are probably some of the most popular dragons. And these go back to the Nagas in India. They also had a group of Nagas that lived on the Nile River. So the Naga dragons are like dragons that look human in the face, but the lower parts of their body are snake-like. I've seen in the spirit world, I've seen different types of Nagas. I've seen Nagas that have like a regular dragon body, but the face is human. I've seen Nagas that have like snake bodies. They look like snakes, but the upper part of their body is human. So yeah, there's different types of Naga dragons, and they all come from the same family, the same source, all the way down to what I talked about, the elemental dragon, which is a little tiny fairy dragon. Okay, so dragons are very powerful, and there's different types of dragons that you can tap into. That's gonna really depending on what you need in your life, right? You can connect to these different types of dragons. Now, I'm going to describe some things about dragons that I know personally from having my own experience with dragons. Making a dragon manifest in the physical is something I'm working on. I have not yet made a dragon manifest in the physical, but I've had tons of experience in the spirit world with dragons, and I know how they talk. I know how they act. Um, I've seen videos on YouTube, believe it or not, that I know these videos are real dragons. I know this for a fact. So one thing about dragons that's very interesting is that when they talk in riddles. It's so weird. Like they'll talk like they're trying to get you. It's like they're teaching you while they're talking because they're all wise. They're very wise. So when a dragon's talking to you, and they really hate talking English, but when they're talking to you, they talk in riddles. Like they'll talk in a weird speech and it'll be like in a riddle. So all right, damn, this is some like Yoda shit, Yoda talks backwards in riddles. But dragons like it's like they're always trying to test you to test your knowledge. So they talking like a riddle. So that's how dragons talk. They talk in riddles. Very, very interesting. Another thing about dragons is they're like the best protectors in the omniverse. Like there's nothing more protective than a dragon. That's a fact. Um, Nothing more protective. Now, another type of dragon you guys could use, and I didn't talk about here is gargoyles. Okay, gargoyles are like demonic energies and angelic energies that are like mixed with dragon energy. Okay, and gargoyles are also a very easy type of dragon, that a fourth dimensional dragon that you can tap into. I've even heard people give spells away for putting gargoyles in the house. That's true. You can actually take gargoyles, and you can charge that gargoyle up, and you can actually or pray over the gargoyle and talk to the gargoyle, and have the gargoyle protect your house. Because in the astral plane, gargoyles are known, like when you see them, back up because they're very vicious. They can be very vicious as far as protection. So this is why you'll see a lot of old buildings with gargoyles, very old buildings with these gargoyles on them, or front doors that have a gargoyle face, because just the symbol of a gargoyle alone means step back spiritually. So I recommend for anyone who has a house or an apartment, get you a little small gargoyle statue. Talk to that gargoyle. Do some magic with the gargoyle, and have that gargoyle protect your house and protect your space. Gargoyles are very good levels of protection also. Okay, I know someone who has a little gargoyle that they sit in their window and protect their whole apartment. So gargoyles are very powerful also. And this is something that people need to know. Now dragons, they can protect your money. Okay, they can protect your money. They can protect people. Okay, they can protect your personal magic. If you as a magician, they can protect you, and they can also protect the spells that you're casting. You can put a dragon behind it. They can also protect whole places. Like they can protect the whole house, a whole street. Like these dragons can do that. And one way on the spirit world that you will know that a dragon is protecting something is that there will be a lot of mist, or what they call dragon breath, right? It's not really smoke, but it's like mist. And that mist is like a warning that a dragon is in the area. Okay, if you're ever in the spirit world and you just, or in the astral plane when you're flying around, walking, doing it, and you just start seeing mist like on the ground, that means it's a dragon around. The dragon is coming close. Or you're walking into a protected area, which I've done in the spirit world by accident. And the dragon started talking to me in riddles. And I noticed that when I talk to different dragons, they all talk like that. Now, they don't have to talk like that. That is how they talk because they're so smart and so wise. That's just what they do. They're actually testing you while they talking to you. It's just like Yoda. Yoda, he will test you while he talks to you, and he talks backwards. He was known as the Great Wise One in Star Wars, Yoda. So, with that being said, this is some information about dragons that is very powerful, and some very good information that you guys should know. Okay, dragons are pretty much some of the oldest beings in creation that there is. And dragons are all powerful, like all powerful. They are the most magical beings ever created, like by the creator, ever created. There are some gods that have created dragons, but there's also dragons that are more powerful than gods. Okay, that was created actually by the creator itself. So, and that goes into the ethereal dragons. So, with all that being said, what I want to do next is I want to talk to you guys about how to set up a dragon altar. Okay, and there are some, of course, there's more advanced stuff I could talk about dragons. I have special words for dragons, but I'm not going to give that on this video because that's more advanced stuff. And if you don't have a dragon altar in your house, I definitely want to give that to you because a lot of people, they want the power, but they don't want the responsibility of using the power. They don't really want the responsibility. They just want to show people, look what I can do. I can call a dragon from the sky. Like that's what people would do. A lot of times they would not be responsible with their magic. Just like they say in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So I know better to just give people a bunch of secret information or mantras and all the stuff they can do to just call dragons, like all in good time. If I ever do a class in the future, or a webinar or something, then I'll absolutely give away some of the stuff I've studied over the years on dragons. And then there's some things about dragons I can't tell nobody. I can't give none of that stuff away. But I do have information on dragons that people can tap into that's very, very powerful, right? So this is a 101 class, Dragon 101. And maybe in the future we'll do a Dragon 102. So let's talk about setting up a dragon altar, okay? When you set up a dragon altar, the first thing you want to do is, of course, you want to get a dragon. Now, let me say something about when you get your dragon. You want to get a dragon that's made out of something natural. Okay, I know some people who practice magic that they get dragons and they get plastic dragons. Nothing against people that get plastic dragons. I personally wouldn't get one. I would get one made out of crystal, made out of some type of powerful wood. Get a dragon made out of wood, a dragon made out of stone. Okay, because when you start to tap into the energy of the dragon may want to come embody the actual statue, or put some of its energy in the statue. It's not going to do that in a plastic statue. It could if it want, right? They're all powerful, but at the same time, it's like a sign of respect, to a degree when you give these dragons nature. When you connect them, they want to be connected with nature, natural things. And that's no offense towards anybody that has plastic dragons. I've used plastic dragons in the past, but I notice when I use dragons that are more of a natural element, right? If you're trying to call an earth dragon and you got a plastic dragon, why don't you just get a dragon that has like made out of wood or metal or crystal, something out of the earth, right? So this is something that people need to really think about when you're picking your dragon. Order, if you have to, take your time. You can order little tiny dragons made out of wood that are cheap, right? Little small dragon. You can order little tiny crystal dragons. It doesn't matter the size. It matters what you're trying to do with the dragon. So we want to channel as much energy into the dragon as we can. So get you a dragon that's natural, made out of something natural, okay? And you're going to set up your altar, okay, for the dragon. And what I'm going to tell you guys will definitely put some dragon energy around you. and, and protect the things that you want it to protect. Okay, so you're going to do that. Get you a dragon, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to buy like a little sword. Okay, for some reason, dragons respect people who have swords. Okay, they to a degree, they pay attention to people with swords, right? And in some aspect, they use wands, because swords and the wands are the same thing. But put a little tiny knife or sword or a little dagger on the altar. Okay, a real one, not a plastic one. Okay, I'm trying to teach you guys how to really get the power, right? Get you a real sword, right? Get a sword and leave that on the altar. Okay, a little dagger. They're pretty cheap. You can buy them. Little sword. Leave that on the altar. Okay, you want to do that. Then what you want to do is you want to get you some real jewelry. Okay, get you some real gold or real silver. Okay, gold or silver. Don't get copper. Right, copper is cool, but we want to get gold or silver. If you can't afford gold, because it is very expensive, like I always tell people, go to APMEX, APMEX, APMEX. Go to atmex.com and get you some silver coins. Okay, they're like $15 a coin. Get you about 4 or 5 of them. Right. Go online, buy a little fake treasure chest. Right. You want to really make this thing real. Right. Or you can just put it right on the altar. Get some real silver or some real gold. Dragons love jewelry. Okay. They love rubies, diamonds, gold, silver. They love this stuff. So get you some real gold or silver and put that on the altar, and don't touch it ever again. You can touch it, but don't take it off the altar. Once you give something to a dragon, you can never have it again. You can never take it back. Okay. Put that on there. Now, one thing I tell people not to do, which is true, is that you shouldn't put a lot of gemstones on your altar. But at the same time, when it comes to your dragon, you need to take one stone, just one. And I recommend a jade stone, okay? There are stones called dragon stones and stuff like that. If you want to put one of those on there, that's fine. But no other types of stones. I recommend getting a jade crystal, okay? Jade. I gotta spell this stuff out sometimes, because a lot of people email me and say, "What was the name of that crystal? How do you spell it?" Like, it's all good. It's all good. But so you want to get you a jade crystal, okay? Get you a jade crystal. It's gonna be like a light green color, and they actually have this crystal a lot with they have dragons made out of jade. Okay, so you want to get you a jade crystal, and you want to put that on the altar. Just one. You don't need a lot. Get you one jade crystal. Put that on the altar, and you're going to charge it. You're going to look at the dragon and put the image of the dragon into the crystal. You're going to put a thought form in the crystal. Okay? You're going to clean it, the crystal, and you're going to put a thought form. Put it to the middle of your forehead. Look at the dragon and imagine a dragon going into the crystal. And you're going to put that crystal on the altar. Okay? Jade crystal. Jade. Light green crystal. So you have your dragon. You have your sword. You have your real gold or silver, okay, on the altar. You can buy little tiny gold and silver nuggets too that are real off of certain precious metal internet sites. You got your gold and silver, and you have a jade crystal. So remember, you're setting up your altar. Then you want to get something called dragon fruit. Okay, dragons really like this stuff. Okay, and remember, it's all mental. You're trying to connect with a dragon, so you want to get something called dragon fruit. You can find this at the store. They sell it everywhere. It looks really weird. Get you something called dragon fruit, and you can put this on the altar. Get you 1 or 2 pieces, right? And every time they start to go bad, take them off and put them back up. Put another one on there. If you can't get dragon fruit, fine. That's okay. You don't have to get it. But if you can get dragon fruit, put that on the altar. Okay, so you're gonna get some dragon fruit. And then the last thing you want to do is get a white candle. The last 2 things, get a white candle, and you put that candle up there. And when you're talking to the dragon, you always light that candle. Okay. The last thing you want to do is get a picture of yourself. Okay. Put that on the altar. Okay. Also, anyone else you want to be protected, put their name on the altar, or put a picture of them on the altar. Okay, put them all around the altar. Also put things that you want protected. If you want your house protected, go outside, get a full snap picture of your house, print it out, put that on the altar. Tell the dragon to protect your house. Okay. If you have a spell that you're casting, after you cast a spell, come tell the dragon that you want the dragon to protect your spell. Okay. If you have money, talk to the dragon, light that candle, talk to the dragon, tell the dragon that you want the dragon to protect your money. Okay. And you can also take $1 or $2 bills up there, not a bunch of money, but $1 or $2. Touch the dragon, tell the dragon you want the dragon to protect your money. Okay. Once you do this, now I know somebody personally who has a Naga statue, right, of Nagas, and they do this with Nagas, right? Those are also dragons and very protective also. Because that's the only type of wooden thing they could find was a Naga statue. So that works too. You know, those are dragons. Or you can have multiple dragons up there, whatever you want to do, right? As long as they're natural. So with that being said, you want to have all that. You want to have the pictures of yourself, and you want to put the things that you want protected on the altar, and talk to the dragon. Light the candle, talk to the dragon, and when you're talking to the dragon, look it in the eyes. Look the statue in the eyes, and tell the dragon what you want. Okay. And the dragon is not your slave. All right. You're working with the dragon. Okay. So you're not going to really tell the dragon, but you're going to ask the dragon. You're going to ask the dragon. You want to build a relationship with your dragon. Dragons are not to be disrespected because they don't have to deal with you if they don't want to. Just because you're doing all this, they don't have to show up. It's a thing of respect. So you got your pictures up there. You got all the things you want up there. You got people's name up there. You got gold and silver. You got your sword up there, or your dagger. You got your jade stone up there. You got all these things up there. This is your dragon altar. Okay. Every time you have something that you need, you come and talk to your dragon. You light the candle and you talk to your dragon. Okay. And the dragon will help you. Okay. The dragon will help you. And now what you're doing is you're creating however that dragon looks on your altar, you're creating an astral copy of it in the astral plane. You're creating an astral copy of that dragon in the astral plane. Okay. Now, sometimes what happened is, like it happened to me, the dragon will actually show up and tell you what its name is. If it doesn't tell you a name, you can name the dragon, right? Give it a nickname. But the dragon will come and tell you what its name is. And you do this and you can have dragon energy around you. This is the first step to really working with dragons and dealing with dragons on a basic level. Now, another thing you can do is you can look up some Naga, Naga, Naga mantra. I shouldn't have to tell you guys what a mantra is again. I did it in my last video. But you look up a Naga mantra, Mantra. And you can look up Naga mantras. You can say those while the candle's lit, right? For protection. So, with all that being said, you do these things, people, and you will start to work with dragon energy on a basic level, right? And like I said, of course, there's more advanced levels, but in the future, we'll probably do some videos on that. But as of right now, this is a basic dragon, some basic dragon information and some basic dragon altar that you guys can set up and start protecting yourselves and your family, right? Dragons are very powerful. They are not to be disrespected at all. They demand respect, okay? And they they're all powerful. They can do pretty much anything they want. There's a lot of entities, if they know that a dragon's protecting you, they're going to back up. There's a lot of magicians that work magic. If they know a dragon's protecting you, they're going to back up because dragons are all powerful. They are the best protectors that there is. So sometimes people will get demons to protect their stuff. They'll get angels to protect their stuff, and that's powerful too. But once you get a dragon, there's not a demon that's going to come in and pretty much, or even an angel in some cases, that's going to come and mess with your stuff, right? That's just what it is. Dragons are that powerful. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just want to get on here today and do a dragon class, Dragon Magic 101. Give you guys some basic stuff on dragons and hope that you guys start working with some dragon stuff, all right? So until next time, peace.